Okay, guys, you should have audio now. The this is a new thing Streamlabs does. The last several times I've used it, it forgets my mic. Who the hell knows? Streamlabs. Susan must have some sort of sway over Streamlabs as well, making that fuck up too. Um, just mind the whole. Yeah, yeah, Arthur, that'd be pretty good. Yeah, that would be the whole stream. My prison story. But you guys, yeah, you guys should be hearing the audio okay now. Want to thank you guys too. Appreciate you guys who are in the latest video that I just posted on YouTube, telling me about the Family Guy hits that Disney's been giving. Surprised me. I heard that Blasphemous got a bunch of strikes, and the reason it surprised me is because Disney has discovered my Family Guy videos before, and I have several of them, but they just take the monetization. So I don't know why they decided to step it up like that. That's why I was never worried about it. It's like, you want to take the money, take the money. But so I just made them all private till I can figure out what the hell's going on. Except the more recent one. I left the most recent one up to see what happens. It wants to censor your sexy voice to prevent orgasms. Lick says. That's the way I was leaning towards that too, Licks. I didn't want to say it, but yeah, I'm kind of thinking that was the case. And and you got extra red-eyed Curtis too. I forget. I told you guys because of the constant being on the computer, I have to keep my eye drops with me at all times, and I forgot to get another dose, so I'm looking extra creepy today. Hey, Callum. Cabe says, "You hear about the restaurant on the moon? There's great food, but no atmosphere." Yeah. Oh. Let's see. Oh, Poppy says doing a bit of manga manhwa reading. I wish I had time for reading. Excuse me, sorry. And the ability. Susan is keeping Curtis silent because she wants his candy. Yeah, I wish that's all it was, zombie. She could have all my candy that she wanted if she just start being nice. He's doing good, Calum. He was just sitting here just a minute ago. He just had to run out and do something. That's where I went. Hey, Morgan. She says next post. Okay, I will watch for next post. I'm I don't know, you guys. I it just seems like reaction videos are getting more and more difficult all the time. Sometimes I think I should spend more time doing just chatting streams and gaming streams and just try and post whatever uh anime and series we can rather than the because I fucking Archer. I love Archer. And Morgan says, "Hi, Uncle Curtis. Ben agreed to make the trip to Indiana with me for Indie PopCon. So I'm meeting some MHA actors, including Aizawa, 3 whole months earlier than I thought in just 2 weeks. Oh, that's awesome. That's really cool, Morgan. Oh, you're going to, I'd say have a great time, but you're going to have a great time. I know, Wix. Listen, this is a more direct route to try and get the Sharingan, though. I don't have to be popping eyeballs out and putting other ones in. It's easier to just do it like this, I would think." Oh, I saw that. Devil Jinx. Devil Jinx says Madonna tried selling NFTs of her birthing a tree. I saw it just not just the still. Did you see the video too, Devil Jinx? The little short vid they made. She is so fucked up. She's so strange. Jesus Christ. Really needs to be a separate site for reactions. Yeah, I'm wondering, Arthur. And not even so much the anime, because what works with anime reactions is they've at least come to the understanding that filing copyright claims isn't going to work for them because we can counter them. So they just file blocks. Well, if they block it, we stop watching it. That's all. But it just seems like it's more and more of the oddball stuff you wouldn't expect, like the Family Guy stuff. Why the hell would Disney care about that? Especially somebody like Disney, who actively encourages, for instance, vloggers and streamers in their parks because they're aware of how good it is for business. that works exactly the same with the reaction video to Family Guy. A lot of those Family Guy episodes and stuff people are reacting to are from shows from 25 years ago. It's nothing current, and all it does is keep that show's name, characters out and about. It's good for business. They're really odd. They're very inconsistent with the way they do things. Let's see. Dwayne says, if you love Arch of the Boondocks is worse. Hope you like it. Oh, Boondocks has been good. What am I in like 7-8 episodes in? Boondocks is awesome. It's funny. Yeah, I do too, Callum. Jack says, would you ever consider doing wrestling reactions or no? WWE is really tight. Last I knew anyway, really tight on hitting channels for their content. So I don't imagine they'd stay up. Arthur says, next post, I might get a business loan and make it before long. We want to try it out. Oh, wait, what are we? You might get a business loan and make it before long. Hold on, Arthur. Am I try what out, though? I'm not sure what you mean, pal. I kind of got lost there. Make it before long. Would you want to try it out? I'm not sure what you mean. I lost track. Yeah, that's what I thought, Devil Jinx. I don't think there would be any sense in it. There are other content. Oh, website for reactions. Oh, gotcha. I think a website for reactions, Arthur, I think would be a hell of a difficult thing unless you went the route that what was the name of that one company we used to do? Oh shit, we used to do reactions there where they would sync up a timer for you with what you were watching. I forgot the name of it, but straight reaction videos, they're just always going to be really, really difficult. AZN says YouTube needs to go back to 2007 before the policies of copyright were put in place. Whole channels were destroyed by this. Lumi29 Star being one of them. Yeah, and the thing is, excuse me, what would be really interesting to me is if, like, say, some Disney comes along and devastates a channel, takes the channel down because of their stuff. It would be interesting for me to see the YouTuber at that point have to try and, well, they could probably crowdfund it, get the money together to fight them in court, and have a court decide once and for all, in this new age of digital media, if reaction videos done properly, if they are actually a copyright infringement, or if they would fall under fair use because you can prove that you've added basically your own twist to things. And I know in our case, because of you guys, I can make a really strong case that my added value is what people are there watching for, especially because of the goosh. Devil Jinx says, thoughts on Sasha and Naomi quitting, legit or not? At first, I thought it might be a work, Devil Jinx. Now I'm not so sure. Yeah, now I'm not so sure. It sounds like it was all legit. I think it's a bad move on their part. Listen, wrestling, that's why I had always said when you go back to the whole Montreal screw job, Brett was just as much at fault in that as anybody else. Because there are certain times when you got to do the things that are good for business. At that time, Brett needed to drop that belt because it was good for business. His push was not going that well. Or his pop was not going that well. And I think Sasha and Naomi got a little ahead of themselves there. It just seems like they believe that they should be getting more of a singles push, and I don't see them having I don't see them being able to back that up. Rift TV. Thank you, Wolverine. I appreciate that. Good memory, dude. I couldn't remember. Yeah, Rift TV. Something like that would probably be the only way you could try and put something like that into place. And unfortunately, it didn't work. Oh, the Discord bot didn't even work, Chrome? Well, that figures. And we actually got some notifications this time. Figures, Chrome. Arthur says, last post. Oh, my idea would be to sync up with streaming sites. Right. so that you log into Netflix, for example, or upload your own copy and just syncs it up for you. Yep, that in theory would work, Arthur. It's just a matter of people would want it. What brought Rift TV down was, for whatever reason, people didn't want to take that extra step, the syncing up, because they gave it a good shot. But theoretically, sure, that's something that could be tried again. Willie says, both short films are finished, and I finished writing a new one. Filming starts in August. Oh, very cool. Very cool, Willie. That's excellent. That kind of stuff's exciting, just having something like that ahead of you. I don't know. I think if we had to move more away from the reaction videos, I think what I'd like to do here is go with more streams. Use that time that I'm not making the reaction videos, do more streams. Maybe get them on a regular schedule where we have certain topics. We could have a stream, one of the streams per week that would wrestling would be the topic, because we have a lot of wrestling fans here. I thought about that and about gaming as well. There's a lot of games, and I like playing scary games. A lot of games out there to play. I don't know. It's something we could all talk about. I do follow boxing, AZN, not as closely as I used to, but any fighting sport I enjoy. That Canelo losing was a shocker. I don't think anybody saw that coming. That was really shocking. Curtis's evil or half brother. I like that you put evil or Chrome. That's more accurate than just putting evil. Oh, and just so you guys know too, I've just been letting everybody know we are streaming Free for All Friday today, because I forgot we're going. Myself, my daughter, my son-in-law, my grandson, and my son-in-law's brother, we're going out to Pittsburgh, and we're going to watch a couple of Pirates-Cardinals games, because I'm a Pirates fan, they're Cardinals fans, so I won't be here tomorrow. And it just dawned on me today, it's like, oh, fuck, I'm going to miss Free for All Friday. So I really do know what day, well, no, I don't. In this instance, I did know what day it was. That's the only reason we are streaming Free for All Friday today. Stormstar says, I thought it was more about not using them as tag champs and neglecting the titles. There's no women's tag division, just singles thrown together when they have nothing for then it was a PR stunt. Okay, let me read again, Stormstar, make sure I'm understanding. I thought it was more about not using them as tag champs and neglecting the titles. There's no women's tag division, just singles thrown together. That could be. I see, the thing is, it's tough to go about business that way. I personally, and I wasn't wrestling at the level these people are, but I don't think that's how you approach it. If you got a gripe with Vince, if you got a gripe with management, I mean, refusing to work a show, I just think it's Bush League over something like that. If you had an issue that, that you were injured and they were trying to force you to work even though you were injured, yes, that's something you sit out for, and you try and get a rail sit out with you. If you had a bullying atmosphere going on, you were being beaten down and nobody was doing anything about it for you, you could make that case. But not liking the booking, it's not me. I don't think you hijack a show because you don't like the booking direction. No notification, Big Green. I just wish they could somehow get out there consistently. I really do. Today's business is full of softies. To a degree, Alexander. I think not even necessarily physically, but yeah, with sometimes with the their outlook on the business and just their personalities, I think that's true, unfortunately. Hey, Endo. Chrome says, got some good news today. They released the first trailer for the Urusei Yatsura reboot. It's animated by the same studio as JoJo. Anime starts in October, and we may get near 100 episodes over 4 years. Wow. Wow, very cool. I know you've talked about that anime to me quite often. Very cool. Jesus Christ here. Yeah, superstar. What do me and Monica Lewinsky have in common? We both take it hard at work. Yes, she did. Quality girl. She was providing comfort and relief to the man who is basically the leader of the free world, just doing everybody a favor. oh, that's rough, Alexander. He says WWE, we were entertaining. That's rough. And again, I'll thank you guys. I don't know if any of you are in here that tipped me off in the current Family Guy video about the strikes raining down, but I just, until I can figure out what's going on, I just privated all the Family Guy reactions. And again, as I had said earlier, that struck me as odd because Disney has seen my Family Guy videos already, some of them, and they just took the monetization. They just blocked monetization from them, or they took the monetization, which is fine. I'm just wondering why they went that extra step to strike people. Blasphemous says he got 9 strikes, and YouTube was willing to incorporate it down to 2. But what struck me as odd, though, unless it was on a different channel, Blasphemous said this, but when you get 2 strikes, you can't upload for a time being. So I don't know how he uploaded that video. Some of you guys may be more in the know about what went on there than I am. Yes, it is, Golden Mobster. For all the normal people, it is Thursday. But in here, it's already Friday. Some screenshots Chrome's got. Hold on, I'm going to take a quick peek at those. Oh, cool. Yeah, the colors are cool. Wow. Very colorful. Very big on color. Wow. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I like that color. I like the colors in there. Azan says, do you think it'd be a good publicity stunt to run out on a court like Game 2 tonight in Miami or football field in full cosplay? Would Weeba be proud? Yeah, for all that, the only thing you do about that, you're going to, they're going to bring you down and book you for trespassing and all that stuff. And it just ends up becoming a real bother. And the TV cameras are so good about not picking up people who do that now, and the only pop you get is off social media from anybody who shot it with their phone. Nah, it's probably not worth it. Chrome says, maybe his ban on uploading vids already elapsed. No, I don't think so. He was saying it just had happened that same day, and he said, he thanked YouTube for at least knocking the 9 strikes down to 2, and I was just really, it didn't dawn on me when I was watching this video, and then it's like, well, how the hell did you post that then? Gabe says, DeSantis to me, I think, has a good shot in winning in 2024 because he's first off not a moron like Trump and Biden. He actually has good foreign policy, brings up good points. Yeah, well, again, not being comfortable with the left right now, so leaning towards voting right, I would like him way better than Trump. DeSantis, yeah, absolutely. Mike says we could be a great duo, you and I. You have candy and I have a white van. Match made in heaven. There we go. And as you guys who have been with me for a significant amount of time know, gotta be good candy. Freddie says, I still remember the YouTube ads of the waifu game where the guy said, look at this waifu. She was clearly under, very cool. And YouTube never removed it. Yikes. I didn't know about that. Oh, yeah, that's a little creepy. No, that's a lot creepy. Big Green says, also, since you mentioned YouTube being YouTube as usual, I know you're not into Sonic, but some Sonic YouTubers are having their animations marked as for kids, even if they have adult humor in them. YouTube's always been terrible at that. Terrible at that. And I don't see how. If it's supposed to go under, a personal review. Jesus Christ. There's just not. I don't know. I don't know if YouTube really doesn't want to make the platform. They don't have a lot of ambition to make the platform work well. I don't know if maybe some of the people they hire are morons. I don't know. I don't know what it is. We'll know if they're monitoring this stream right now and it goes down in just a second. Alucard says, Curtis, what's a prostitute's favorite snack? A ho-ho. Ashley says, hey, Curtis, were you ever shy or have you always been outgoing? Yeah, I've been kind of an attention whore all my life. I told you guys how it all started for me when I was in like first grade or so with the SpaghettiOs thing with the teacher, and everybody laughed. And I was like, okay, from now on, I don't care how much trouble I get in or how inappropriate it is. If it's going to make people laugh, I'm fucking doing it. Arthur says, I'm not comfortable with left or right, both tyrants. That's fair. That's fair. Emiko says, oh, truth. We literally grew up with cartoons that had subtle adult humor. Sure. Especially, the 90 to early 2000s cartoons. And even back in my day, there were a lot of innuendo and things that were designed to fly over kids' heads. Just, and again, if it's crafted properly and the joke would fly over kids' heads, there's no harm, no foul. It's just everything. And, YouTube is just so over the top, worried about being politically correct now and everything. And they will cut off their nose to spite their face due to that concern for having all their political ducks in a row. I hadn't heard about this. Big Green says, also, VTubers and streamers are getting their channels taken down due to spam bots spamming inappropriate comments. Because obviously the spam bots being inappropriate to streamers' fault. Really? That's really fucked up. Jesus Christ. Yeah, what? It's just, again, I just don't see that much interest from YouTube in fixing YouTube. They just don't seem to care. Paranormal Gaming says, yeah, Curtis, online I saw some old wrestling photos of you. Oh, did you? Oh, that's cool. The good old days. Morgan says, I will never forget the sextant joke from Ed, and Eddie. Yeah, it's, that type of humor designed to, he's in his stream boss. Designed to fly over a kid's head and make the adults laugh has been around basically forever, because it goes back to my days watching cartoons. That would be forever ago. Oh, yeah, this Chrome says, because of course it's the streamer's fault, not YouTube for not dealing with the spammers. Yeah, every video we post, every live stream that goes up on the channel now, I have to go in and remove several spam comments every single time. Every time. And YouTube's not doing anything about it. No, Connor says, have you seen the Quantum TV drama? No, I don't know. I don't know anything about that. Animaniacs fingerprint joke is still golden. That was the first I'd seen it, was in that reaction video. And you're right. That's quality. That's a good joke. Gabe says, oh yeah, guys, when you see a notification about you winning Discord Nitro, don't click on those. They obviously scam bots who send you to inappropriate Discord servers, I'm sure. Jeez. Chrome says, voice cast sounds like it'll be stellar as well. Light from Death Note will be voicing one of the characters. The Twitter discourse will be cancer. It's an 80s series of dark and raunchy humor. Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, we all know that Twitter's just a cesspool anyway. The worst thing you can do is take anything that the Twitter mobs have to say with any type of grain of salt. It's just any grains. There's just nothing of value shared around Twitter. Oh, jeez. Big Green says, yeah, a few had to temporarily switch their chats to subscriber mode because of that shit. Nathan says, I got a random question for you, probably totally off topic. That's okay. I'm a huge Dolphins fan. You think this could be the year they shock people? They got their slot of new weapons. I think it's gonna all come down to Tua. However good you think I think this year Miami, with, like you say, with the weapons they've got, they can be as good as Tua Tagovailoa is. If he is the real deal, they could them and the Bills would be an interesting battle for that conference because, yeah, they've got weapons elsewhere and the defense is good. So it'll be interesting. Alucard says, Twitter's like the dollar store candy bowl your grandma has, but instead of candy, it's broken and used condoms. And Chrome says, oh, also a little Easter egg. Bulma from Dragon Ball made her first ever anime appearance in Urusei Yatsura, a year before the Dragon Ball anime even aired. Oh, wow, that's cool. I didn't know that. That's very cool. Zuchan says, hello, it's me, Leslie. I changed my username. Oh, okay, Leslie. I think that looks familiar. I think the icon pic is still there because it was Leslie Cervantes, and I think the icon pic is the same, isn't it? Oh, all right. Chrome says, like, you might not remember it because it's been like 3+ years, and there's a good chance. But I had you react to the first episode of the original one on one of those junk sites. A character has her bikini stolen first episode. That sounds familiar, Chrome. I think if I were to look it up and just take a peek at it again, I think it would probably bring the memory back. Arthur says, next two posts, don't know if anyone else grew up with Alvin and the Chipmunks, but the 1987 movie, those panty shots did things to me. I know people complain about that kind of stuff, but that's a much gentler introduction to sexuality than just discovering hardcore pornography one day. People might want to rethink getting so upset about innuendo and softcore hints like that. Well, and that's the thing too. I mean, just like I always said with Brax, if he's every kid is going to get introduced to that type of material at some point. I would just rather he's able to come to me and get an explanation of what is appropriate, what isn't appropriate, and why, than just out there fending for himself. Zuchen says, yeah, it's a picture of a famous singer. It's not me. Yeah, I just remembered the icon pic, though. I thought it was the same one. Big Green says, I think I wanted to ask you something, but I forgot what that is. So instead I'll say boobies. Always a quality backup. Always an excellent go-to. Couldn't agree more. Yeah. Morgan says, my cat Eleanor likes to sit with me and watch your streams lately. She's got taste. That's right. Eleanor knows. Eleanor knows where to go find her entertainment. Wood says, hello, I dug up a dead body today. How's you doing? Oh, hey, it sounds like a good Thursday afternoon activity. Why not? TimeLink says between the Twitter mods, Twitter users, and the Taliban being on Twitter, I don't know who's worse. Yeah, toss a coin. Ma says, you sure you want to be telling people what is and isn't appropriate, my dude? Oh, I don't ever try and tell anybody what is and isn't appropriate. I'll tell you what is and isn't appropriate for me and for my kids. But no, everybody else got to have their own line. Lick says, I hope all the golden videos get accidentally marked as for kids. We got to indoctrinate them young. Yeah, that would be quite the indoctrination. Vermilion says, I feel bad for people living in the U.S. Virgin Islands. They constantly have to refer to themselves as virgins. That wouldn't be such a bad thing. There are way worse things that you can be referred to as. I know, I get it all the time. Excuse me. Chrome says, does this jog your memory for you? Let me take a look at that link. Oh, nope, something went wrong. Oh, wait. Let me take out the word studio out of there. Let me try it. Ah, there we go. Oh, yes. Yes, I remember. Yeah, I remember that big guy too. Yeah. I do remember some of that Chrome. Yeah, I remember that big dude, and I remember liking the real old school looking um animation. Arthur says, "I trust your judgment of appropriate over most." Yeah, definitely. Everybody has there's a wide range within what individuals believe is appropriate. What is the Madman says? What is the Catholic version of "Don't hug me, I'm scared"? You're scared, hug me. Oh, that's pretty good one, Zuchen. Excuse me. I was drinking a martini and the waitress screamed, "Does anyone know CPR?" I yelled, "I know the entire alphabet." And we all laughed and laughed. Well, except one person. Oh, Rob Lowe. Yeah. St. Elmo's Fire. I like St. Elmo's Fire. That was pretty good. That was a pretty good movie. I enjoyed that one. Okay, Gallon. Thanks for hanging out while you could in here with us. Vermilion says 70s to 90s anime like Cowboy Bebop and Lupin have a really nice aesthetic. Yeah, I haven't seen Lupin yet, but Cowboy Bebop was awesome. Yeah, Bebop was so cool. I Yu Yu Hakusho too. I always really liked the presentation of Yu Yu. Chrome says after 40 plus years, they're remaking it. Manga started in 1978. Series is huge in Japan. Trailer is already at 1.6 million views in 10 hours. Wow. You see it referenced even in a new series. Wow. That's pretty good. AZN says, I was playing GTA San Andreas at 11 years old. Changed my life for the better. It changed my life from storytelling to American history. Epic 90s time. I love San Andreas. Well, I loved all the GTAs, but San Andreas because of jetpacks. I'm such a simpleton. I used to enjoy so much just strapping on the old jetpack and just fucking flying around. I love it. Arthur says Gundam too. Don't like mech, but I'm nostalgic for it. You know, a lot of people. Gundam comes up all the time with conversations like this specifically. You know, with the things that people have fond memories of from their childhood or younger days or whatever. Yeah. Yep. Gundam always gets brought up. Yeah, Gabe. That's not far from reality for me. Gabe says, do you know what the hardest thing about having a 10-second memory is? I don't know. But do you know what the hardest thing about having a 10-second memory is? B Green says I can practically quote the whole of GTA San Andreas. I played it so much. It was a great one. I mean, GTA 5 is awesome too. But yeah, San Andreas was amazing. Was a lot of fun. Wolverine says Gundam is easily the best mecha anime. Get that sentiment a lot. Yeah. I know it's the thing that always struck me about it was before you guys got me into anime, I had heard of that, which tells you right there it's got to have a pretty high profile because that's basically all I knew of anime were, Goku and Luffy. Tom Wing says I like It's a Gundam. Other than that, I never watched it. And Zuchen says my girlfriend wanted a marriage just like a fairy tale. Fair enough. I gave her a loaf of bread and left her in the forest. Yeah, pretty good. Lex. Lex says San Andreas was the first time I saw a boob. I hadn't looked down in 8 years. My neck was very stiff. Howie says Carlin was trending on Twitter because leftists are calling him racist. Now George Carlin too. Sure, he made jokes about other races, but never with venom like he did with white people. I think he genuinely disliked whites. And the thing of it is, for me, as a white person, I don't care. Somebody wants to make jokes about white people, have a good time. Make a joke about whatever you want. Who cares? I know it's going to hurt somebody's fifis and make somebody cry, but so what? He's a comedian. He's paid to make jokes. Don't like his jokes, don't listen to his material. Or just, go on social media and cry about it so you can hopefully get some brownie points from the other fucking morons who are also crying about it. Chrome says, for comparison, Attack on Titan's final season trailer has 2.6 million views after nearly a year. Urusei Yatsura is a progenitor for a lot of themes and tropes. Series you've seen like High School DxD. Oh, High School DxD. Yeah. Exactly, Chrome. A joke's a joke. Grow a sense of humor. Yeah, and again, I can't even say... Well, I will say this, particularly when it's stereotypes. I mean, I wouldn't get my feelings hurt if somebody made a joke about me specifically. If I knew it was a joke. If it was a comedian, I'm in a comedy club or I'm in a situation where, the comedian's working, you're going to get pissed because somebody tells us a joke about you? Give me a fucking break. Just again, there's a whole society out there, which all of you guys know, that are just looking for the next excuse to be offended. And when they get offended, they want to make sure they share it with all the other pussies to make sure that they get their props from them. You poor thing, how did you survive that? It was so ugly. I mean, these are the same people that think that speech is violence. So, yes, they do, Mr. Shank. They absolutely do. The Boondocks use stereotypes all the time. Absolutely. They sure do, and it's hilarious. The one I watched today, it hasn't gone up yet. Just the one I watched today, where they did an episode that was basically if Martin Luther King Jr. had survived and come back from a coma. And it was not only funny, but it was a really interesting way and a well-done way to satirize what society has become. That was pretty good. AZN says San Andreas should be live action and made into a series. Just don't let Netflix do it. It has a story people would gravitate to. It'd be great for Rockstar to drum hype up for GTA 6. Yeah, if we ever get it. But yes, I agree. The storytelling in GTA in general, there's a lot of great storytelling that would make for a great movie. I agree. Kyle says, favorite Impractical Joker out of the four? You too? I always like Joe. Sad that he's not with them anymore. There's just something about him that was just likable to me. He was a lot of fun. Chrome says, that one, it's actually a pretty sad episode. Yeah, honestly, if you dismantled the inner cities, it would probably fix a lot of those issues. Yeah, and it was a really interesting, very interesting and different way to approach that topic. I was impressed. Irene says, I finally watched Attack on Titan over the past couple of weeks. Man, what a heavy and entertaining show. Certainly is. I haven't seen many shows that hit so hard and keep doing it consistently over the series. And the thing is, too, the lines of good and evil and who's righteous and who's not so much are just so blurry throughout. And it's so well done, the blurriness. Luke says, don't you know, Curtis, that happiness is bad for the environment? That's why humor is bad. Everyone needs to sit around eating insects and being miserable like me. It is. I mean, it. And again, I know I'm not the first one to observe this, but Twitter is just, it's such a shithole. It really is. And the people, the citizens of Twitter are just, Yeah, the Family Guy meat canyon, it was really creepy. Now, have you guys heard, just those of you in here, have you guys heard any more about, I'm just curious, about the hits from Disney on the Family Guy reactions? Because, again, I saw what Blasphemous posted, but I guess some of the others have been hit as well. I just couldn't find any more details from them. I'm just curious what everybody else is experiencing, because that did strike me as odd. I don't know why when they hit mine, they just took the monetization, and with others, they went the route of striking them. B Green says you could probably make a movie out of GTA 5, definitely. I mean, the actors for Franklin, Michael, and Trevor were practically just acting, not lending their voices to characters. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Oh, inflated milk. What did the dinosaur who couldn't get erect have? A reptile dysfunction. Oh. TV series might be cool for GTA. Yeah, Chrome. Might be, yeah. Irene says, I keep Twitter for game, movie, and anime news. But Jesus, it feels like the Hunger Games on LSD sometimes. It does. I keep it too, and mainly just because, excuse me, guys, some people have over the years followed me there, and there are people who use Twitter to find out when I've uploaded a video or this, that, or the other. So that's the only reason I keep it. If I don't really know, surprised by the Daily Wire hasn't been hit by Disney due to how many times they slander it in an episode. Well, that's a tough thing to prove, you know, with the way that they go about it. Certainly YouTubers who are doing reaction videos are a much safer, easier target for Disney. They are a three-ring clown show at this point. It's too bad, Chrome. You know, it really is. It really is. I've heard that one before, Zushen. My daughter asked me how stars die. Usually an overdose, I told her. Oh, good call, Maz. He says, best decision I've ever made was to not use Twitter, Facebook, etc. Well, let me ask you guys this. I mean, there's just 38 of us in here. I'll have, when we get back after this weekend of baseball, I'll have to post in the community tab about it. But if we have to pull away from some of the reactions, and it looks like, you know, we're going to be safe with bringing the Avatar reactions over here, and certainly seems like I want to keep doing Archer because I just freaking love it. But if we have to pull away from some of that, what would you guys like to see kind of replace it, be more of? Would you rather see more live streams, maybe with different topics? Would you rather see gaming back again? What would you guys think? I'm just curious what the 38 of us in here would feel about it. Yeah, Chrome says, I use Twitter for updates on things I like. It does. I mean, in fairness, it does have a purpose. It does serve a purpose. It's just that a lot of the denizens and the regulars of Twitter are just garbage. Reaction streams, well, I don't think, if we're cutting back on reaction videos, I don't think we'd be able to do reaction streams, Alucard. They'd be even more risky. Gaming vids, gaming. I would like to request that you abandon anime forever, make videos on used cars and mukbangs. I miss to try not to laugh from things that aren't American cartoons. They're hard to find, Lude. It's that those actually, it's not so much that I don't want to do those. I do. There's been several of those that I started recording and I stopped because I didn't want to display it for you guys. They were trying not to laugh and they just weren't funny. And if I think something's not funny, it's really not funny. And I wouldn't even mind if it was hit and miss. I've posted them, but some of them are just stupid. I think some people just slap try not to laugh as a title, knowing it'll get some attention. And then they just, I don't even know if they watch what they pick and put into it. So it's just hard to find good ones. Chrome says some live streams would be nice. Maybe some discussion vids, not necessarily politics, like shows and entertainment. That's what I was thinking too. And again, we've got a lot of wrestling fans here. Maybe a day of wrestling. Certainly we could do, well, we've done anime chat in the past. Well, thanks, Mr. Shank. So I like you streaming and talking about anything. I enjoy the streams too. I enjoy the streams a lot. Just do more Let's Plays. Bring back some of those Let's Plays of games you abandoned. I wouldn't mind doing that. Workout videos, Louis? That would be better. Once we get moved down to North Carolina, there's a brand new state of the art YMCA right around the corner from me. That's where I'll be working out. It'd be a good place for stuff like that. Yeah, there's a lot of good games to play too. I'm having a blast right now. It's sponsored. Um, that South Park game, Fractured But Whole. That's fun as hell. That's that's funny and just a ton of fun. Arthur says last post. Throw caution to the wind and react to porn on YouTube. It probably lasts longer than the Family Guy reactions would currently. Lute says you need proper channels for it. Yeah, it's so hard to find good channels that make good ones. You can't just search random ones because most are trash. Unusual memes videos are good to use for trying not to laughs, even though they're not labeled as such. Yeah, that's what I need is just, like you say, good channels that actually put together some funny stuff. Because I've watched a few. I told you that, and just didn't bother posting them because this is just dumb. I know this seems odd, but what about uploads of your older public access show? I could upload you guys some clips, Madman. I don't think they would be that much fun because it was a call-in show. It was very, it was basically the predecessor to doing this, where instead of we could have this live interaction the way we do in here, it was a call-in show. So not being able to call in on it, I think would take away from it, but I'd have to, the only thing is they're all on VHS. I would have to get them all transferred and digitized, and then I could show you clips from them. Chrome says, yeah, just ask the community. I'm sure they'll point you in the direction of a few good Try Not to Laugh channels. Yeah, that's true. I should do that because I enjoy doing those. But like I said, that's the reason I kind of went away from them. It's like, man, I hit several in a row that were just the shits. J Money says, hey, if that infamous gay sex video is still on YouTube, I think you could get away with it. Not the gay sex part, but the porn. Chrome says, Curtis cooking stream when? Oh, I am such a horrifically bad cook. Curtis poached egg. It's not hard. Just careful not to burn yourself dropping the egg in. Yeah, I am terrible. And the thing is, despite what some may believe, I actually am literate. I can read. So it kills me. Why is it that my wife can make a dish, other people can make a dish, and it's good, and I'll take the exact same goddamn recipe, follow it, to a T, and what I make comes out tasting like dog shit. And, it wouldn't even be bad if I was trying to cook up dog shit, but I was actually trying to make something edible. I just talk about no talent for it at all. Cooking and drawing. Two things that it's ridiculous how bad I am at both. Curtis the Spaz Chef, Big Green says. You know what I thought of making too? Actually, I'm glad we brought this up. What would you guys think of this? Because you guys know my long history in hypnosis, and it's something I use all the time. I was thinking of making a variety of videos. See, if you're, and this isn't coming from me, this is coming from people who actually have brains and have studied this stuff, and I found it to be true. If you're dragging during the day, if you find yourself, just feeling tired and dragged, the best type of nap to take is about 15 minutes. A 15-minute nap, reinvigorates you, re-energizes you, gets you ready to go. You go too much more than that and you end up feeling logy. I've been thinking about utilizing the process I use that I learned from hypnotism and making you guys a series of videos to take those 15-minute naps. Using hypnosis to get you into that state and then talking you through it with a nice, level, calm, mesmerizing track in the background, and making a whole series of them so you could have something different to listen to. Those would serve a dual purpose. Well, not really. I'd have to make some that were 15-minute naps where my voice would wake you up so you don't have to set a timer. And then I could make some others that are basically the same thing, but there's no wake up call in it, so you can use them to fall asleep. It's very similar to ASMR, Hydra. Very similar. Yep. Lick says, I have been asking for an eating stream for nearly half a decade now. I think you owe me. I don't have a problem with that, Lick. I just always thought it's just gross watching an old man stuff his face. 50 minutes, then take another 15-minute nap, Zypher says. Yeah, I've done hypnosis streams in the past, but I was thinking of, like I said, to have a whole series of these where you could watch something different, have a little bit of a different adventure in taking that nap each time. Lick says, I feel that way every day except for when I nap. I do it for an hour and wake up worse. Yeah, I agree, Lick. And that's not something I learned on my own. I actually read that from people who've done the sleep studies, and I'm the same way. If I rarely nap anyway, but if I do, because I'm just exhausted, it's got to be like 15, 20 minutes. Because if you go 40, 45 an hour, I'm saying I end up feeling like garbage. Yeah, it is. It's very similar to ASMR, J Money, except it's more guided. Whereas ASMR, which you guys know, is some sort of continuous repetitive sound. There's a lot of different forms of ASMR that relax you. Whereas with the hypnotic element to it, you're actually trying to guide people with your voice into that state of relaxation. But yeah, it's very similar, yes. Maz says, speaking of hypnosis, talked to a coworker who uses hypnosis who told me about some doctor that did online group hypnosis sessions. Dude had to stop when some peeps in the group got delirium symptoms. Yeah, that's no one, and again, it's a field I've been involved with for a long time, Maz. I would be uneasy about that. It's just like, I don't have a problem with doing hypnosis online, but I prefer it to be with an individual. And I also prefer, I don't even know that I would do it if it weren't the case, the individual have somebody there in the room with them. Because I've hypnotized too many people, seen it happen too many times. I mean, you aren't sleeping, excuse me, but it looks like sleeping. We don't have a better way to describe it. And some people they go out, and if you're not seated perfectly and you lean forward and bap your head on a coffee table or something, there's nobody in there to help you. So yeah, I wouldn't be comfortable with that. I'm even careful, like when I do stage hypnosis, I will tell the audience, okay, as we're tying up the show, if you're with somebody that looks like they're still having effects of hypnosis, if you yourself just don't feel 100% sharp, come see me. I'll come down in front of the stage. Come see me right now. It's not dangerous. It's just inconvenient. And so many hypnotists don't even bother doing that. It just takes you a second to make sure to look them in the eyes and make sure that they're functioning again and everything's working the way it should be before they go jump in their car to go home and they're feeling ultra relaxed. Wolverine says, look for my last postal beast man. All right, let's see. Wolverine, since you are bringing over the Avatar reactions to YouTube, do you have any interest in the canon Avatar comics? I don't know. The thing is, Wolverine, I don't know when I'd have any time for reading them or anything. Again, my days stay pretty full. That's why I never even get to read manga. Wolverine says, my stand, Pat Metheny, and its last train home shall grant me stream boss status. You take over? Oh, yeah, you did. You did, Wolverine. You took over. Porn stars may not have the easiest job, Gabe says, but porn watchers definitely have the hardest. I love puns. Oh, that's actually a pretty good one, Moai, man. I've got a joke so dark, it'll get shot by the police. Yikes. All right, that's pretty good. Maz says, apparently that particular doctor requires his patients to go through check for mental illnesses that can cause delirious state before treatment. Wow. That's odd. Yeah, that does. Yeah, Maz, that's. I don't know why a hypnotist would need somebody to go through a check for mental illness. That's really. That whole thing is really strange. Bilo says, "I know my left ear is ringing. What does it mean? Your right ear is calling." No, I don't know, Bilo. Chrome says, by the way, something I realized, both Urusei Yatsura and Bleach are back coming in October. Same month I go to Disney. I'm hoping the Japan store has some nice merch for both. Crazy how much I'll get. I hope so too. They were having, the whole world's having, which you guys know, supply chain issues. So hopefully that's cleared up so they can get more stuff in. The times I've been there, I don't think, looking back, Chrome, I don't think I've seen any Urusei Yatsura. I have seen Bleach stuff there before, though. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Like you say, with it coming out, maybe they would. Big Green says, yeah, I just end up like shit from napping, and I never learn from it either. I keep taking these naps knowing full well I'm going to feel awful. Typically, now, of course, everybody's different, Big Green. But yeah, if you limit it, if you keep it to 15 minutes, sometimes even 10, usually it'll give you a good pop. Because when I have really, really overly busy days with making vids and stuff, and this concentrating, on it sounds ridiculous, I know. Watching videos makes you tired, but it actually does, because it's draining on your eyes. So if I need to just get a little bit of relaxation, if I just lay back in my chair and close my eyes for 10 to 15 minutes, it reinvigorates me. But again, if I were to lay down and take a snooze for an hour, I'm going to feel like garbage. Excuse me. Chrome says, oh, I know everything's having supply issues. I had to go to 4 different food stores to find a damn baked potato. It's crazy, isn't it? It's nuts. Oh, Maz says the claim is that certain types of hypnosis can trigger delirious states or even states of psychosis in people that are prone to those. Now, I completely disagree, Maz. I think they're wrong. Because basically, hypnosis, not basically, directly, all hypnosis does is allow your subconscious mind to take over from the conscious mind. Basically, the conscious mind sits in the background, and the subconscious mind starts making the decisions. Now, is what you're saying possible? Anything's possible with the human brain. Scientists will tell you, people that study the brain for a living, a career, will tell you we don't understand everything about it. So sure, anything's possible, but it's not likely. I mean, just allowing the subconscious to come forefront doesn't even in any way, shape, or form make sense that you would just go into a psychotic state. That would be more likely triggered by, I would think, by your conscious mind. If you have that kind of crazy inside of you, it's the things you see with your conscious mind that are going to set you off, I would think, more so. I don't know. I mean, I can't say for sure. I could be wrong. I'm just talking about, I do have a lot of years of experience with it, and that doesn't make sense to me. You always worry if somebody's scamming something or got some sort of an angle. Big Green says, I'm going to start setting 15-minute alarms for naps then in that case. Yeah, give it a try, Big Green. It works for me. And again, that's not, I don't want to take credit for it. That's what people who study this stuff, who are much smarter than me, have said. And I just picked up on it because it worked for me. It's like, okay, now I feel good. Lewis says, Curtis, please marry me. No homo. Well, it doesn't have to be like no homo. It could be a little. Bylove says, I wonder if anything bad ever happened to someone who got hypnotized and they have bipolar disorder. It shouldn't be, Bylove, because again, the process is, it looks like something really, when you see what people are willing to say and do, it looks like something big has taken place and somebody took control of your mind. It's not the case at all. It's just 100% what I told you. It's just your conscious mind never goes away. But hypnosis, you're able to get in that state of laser focused relaxation to where your subconscious mind is to the forefront. And the reason you won't say or do embarrassing things or give away deep dark secrets under hypnosis is because your conscious mind does monitor. So if you're in a state of hypnosis and I say every time you hear the word Pepsi, you're going to cluck like a chicken, you'll probably do that. You'll be like, because your subconscious doesn't question, just takes direction, takes suggestion. So your subconscious will be like, okay, we'll do that, and your conscious mind is still in the background going, okay, go fucking cluck like a chicken. I don't care. But on that same token, if I say, hey, take that pen and stab the guy sitting next to you in the neck with it, we hope that your conscious mind realizes that that's a bad thing, and that point is where you're going to pop yourself out of hypnosis, because the conscious mind is going to step up and say, no, I'm still the boss here. We're not doing that. So that's why you won't give stuff away. The only way you would do that is if you actually have a mind that is demented enough to think that it's okay to stab somebody in the neck with the pen. I don't know if I explained that well. Arthur says, next post, my biggest frustrations with the left and right has to do with their treatment of mental illness. Leftists act like the mentally ill are perfectly fine, and right-wingers act like it's all made up. I think that's a big generality, Arthur, but I understand what you're getting at. I see elements of that in both, yeah. And what doesn't help, too, is when you have people, and we all know this goes on, and it really does hurt. It does hurt for the truly people with true mental issues and getting the help they need, is when you get idiots online seeing these things and thinking it's cool and pretending they have the same thing. That's what's sad. Chrome says, not surprised by that. Guessing Japan store for the most part focuses on more recent series. They do. And Dragon Ball and Sailor Moon. Yeah, a lot of Sailor Moon stuff. Which both have new films coming out. So a new show should get merch. That would be cool. That would be cool if you did. If they had that for you. Oh, no, I know, Maz. I didn't mean to insinuate that I thought that was you saying it. I completely got what you were saying. He says, I'm just relaying claim from this doc. I could see, though, that changing the state of the conscious and subconscious mind could have weird effects on people who have certain mental disorders. True. But I guess what I was trying to say there, and I didn't explain it well, if somebody had that type of serious mental disorder, my thing would be, I think it would come out even more so when the conscious mind is in control. No, I didn't mean to say that was, that I was calling you out saying that was your idea. But that's just the way I see it. I don't think putting that subconscious into play would typically be, I just can't, just from what I've seen of all the years of doing it, I don't see a scenario where that's like opening up the gates of hell for someone's mind. But again, when you're talking about individuals and how the brain works, you can never say never to anything, because anything's possible. Solaris got a notification. All right. I have been to Las Cruces, New Mexico, Wolfpaw. Yep. When I lived in Roswell, of course, did a lot of bouncing around for different things. It's been so many years, I can't remember. I think that was, no, I was going to say, I thought it was Las Cruces that my uncle lived in, but it wasn't. It was Alamogordo that he lived in. Wolfpaw says, have you heard of Neebs Gaming? No. You should react to their animation. No, I haven't even heard of them. Lick says, Curtis, how do you think hypnosis would affect someone with aphantasia? I'm not familiar with that malady, Lick. Let me look it up. I don't know what that is. Am I pronouncing it right? Aphantasia? Let me take a look, Lick. I'm curious. Aphantasia is a phenomenon in which people are unable to visualize imagery. Interesting. Excuse me. While most people are able to conjure an image of a scene or a face in their minds, people with aphantasia cannot. Huh. That's really fascinating. I don't know, Lex. I didn't know that existed. My guess would be it would all depend on what causes that aphantasia. If you're unable to visualize these things because your conscious mind is blocking it, which happens a lot. In other words, you could just be geared to where you're like, no, you can't visualize those things, so no, you can't do it. Your conscious mind, everybody's mind, plays nasty little tricks on them sometimes, plays little games. If that's the case, then I think hypnosis could help you get around that. If there's actually something physical that happens to the brain that causes that, then no, hypnosis probably wouldn't make a difference. That's really interesting, though. I'd never heard of that. I had never heard of that. It would all depend on what the cause is. Again, that's my first thought. If the cause is your conscious mind says, no, you can't do that, for whatever reason. A lot of the things that are in our minds, we don't know why they're there. But your conscious mind is saying, when you try to visualize something and say, no, that's stupid, you can't do that. It's like magic. Magic isn't real. Then yes, hypnosis could get you around that because you're taking the conscious mind out of the equation. But if it's an actual physical element within the brain, something damaged within the brain, then no, it wouldn't make any difference. How would hypnosis affect someone with autism? Actually, as long as a person is able to concentrate, it wouldn't affect. In other words, an autistic person, and I've hypnotized people who said they were autistic. Autistic people are fine. Sometimes, in some forms of autism, they're even better subjects because there are some forms of autism where these people are able to just laser focus on anything. And that's all it takes to get hypnotized, is being able to take direction and laser focus on relaxation. So no, hypnosis is fine. And, people with autism wouldn't have an issue with it. The most common problem would be severe ADHD. Or the most common problem with being hypnotized would be severe ADHD, just because with that, it's hard for those people to concentrate. And you just need to be able to concentrate on relaxing to get into that state. Rainy Friday says, I didn't get an update till now. Did I miss Free For All Friday? Unfortunately, my friend, we're just winding down now. That figures you didn't get your notification till now. I'm sorry about that, my friend. But got a couple minutes left yet. Maz says, I would assume it would mostly depend on if you can get the autistic person to give a shit about being hypnotized. Well, and that's true too, Maz. What Maz says is true. I've explained that to the gang in the past. If you don't want to be hypnotized, you won't be. People think that you have to have some sort of technique to prevent the hypnotist from putting you under. There's no technique. Just don't want to do it. All you have to do is not listen to what I say. Because all I'm doing as a hypnotist, all I'm doing is guiding you there. I'm just showing you how to get there. If you don't want to walk that path, you're just not gonna. There's no secret to it. Jesus Christ, Gabe. My favorite sex position is the JFK. I splatter all over her while she screams and tries to get out of the car. What the fuck? Oh. Oink says, I know a guy in my computer science class that has a bot that makes Try Not to Laughs and uploads them automatically. Really? Wouldn't surprise me if other people was doing the same. Really? Yeah, I could see where that would. Yeah, I could see where that would be doable, where somebody could do that. I never thought about that though. Arthur says, next post, an example of what I was talking about was a mentally ill kid that was put in a home with an old person and beat him on camera. I saw that. Leftists wanted him to walk free and right-wingers wanted him in prison. Well, see, I know exactly the case you're talking about, Arthur. Somebody needs to take responsibility. From what I was reading about on that, he was put in there because he had COVID, the mentally damaged young man. I mean, somebody needs to bear the brunt of that responsibility. The court found that he wasn't competent to stand trial. Well, who was in charge of putting him in a position where he could beat a poor old person nearly to death? Somebody needs to take responsibility for that. Oh, sexy chat. Jesus Christ. What a pathetic loser. Oh, good. You guys got him hidden already. Good. Well, the good thing is we have those specific bots have been just bludgeoning all the Disney World live streamers. And unfortunately, well, not much of anybody has a crew of mods as good as ours. And they miss them constantly, and it's ruining their chat. And it's like, but here you see here it goes away in a hurry. Our bots don't miss. They won't hang here long because our bots, our mods are so fast they aren't able to get the word out. That's those spam bots that YouTube can't distinguish from real people. You are correct, Big Green. It's just sad. Fucking losers. Zombie says, why did JFK run for president? He wanted to blow people's minds. Oh. All right, guys, I gotta go. Thank you for the stream. This was a blast. Again, for those of you who just came in later, we're going to a couple baseball games over the weekend in Pittsburgh, so I'm not going to be here to stream tomorrow. So today was our Free for All Friday. I do think we'll have to wait and see what the fallout is from this Disney claiming on Family Guy. If we have to move a little away from certain types of reaction videos, we'll replace it hopefully with more streams. This is what I really like doing, is we'll just replace it with more streams and maybe toss in some gaming streams along with them. Yeah, that would be fun. That makes me happy just to even think about. I just enjoy time spent doing this with you guys. And during the streams, what we'll do then is we'll just have the mods remind people, since pretty much everything I do I'm able to do here as a result of the Goosh. I mean, the Goosh is what allows me to do this full time. So what we'll do is, if we move that way more, because a lot of people find the Goosh through those reaction videos, we'll just have the mods every so often just put up a reminder, hey, if you want to support the channel, come on over to the Goosh. So that may be in our future with all the plethora of issues that seem to be raining down on reaction videos. Hopefully we can keep some of the anime reactions though. But all that said, guys, again, thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for being so willing to accept the fact that today is indeed Friday, because we know that here as Spazzoids Comedy / The Goosh, our reality is the one true reality. I don't know what the fuck everybody else is playing out there, but we know the real deal. And the real deal is, here comes the quality sticky stuff. The amazing, the incredible, the electric. Electric, I like that. Free for All Friday sticky stuff. Pampu pampu, sticky stuff for you, sticky stuff for you, sticky stuff for you, sticky stuff for you. I actually got a shock. It's electric. I'm right. Sticky stuff for you, because we'll bang, okay? Flashily like Buggy. And as always, most importantly, it's beyond electric. It's lightning bolts. Goosh, 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 goosh. Goosh.